Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Not every video we're going to do is about making something. Sometimes it's going to be about destroying something that wasn't put together properly in the first place. And that bugs me. Anyway, let me show you this deck that's on the house that we purchased. Now, I knew that when we purchased the house that there were some deficiencies, and that was okay because it was a great price, so on and so forth, but it still bugs me. So let me show you what's going on here. Now, I think a lot of you guys out there, if you're homesteaders, you know how to build properly, but if you don't, this is the way to not build a deck. All right, check this out. Look at the framing that we got going on here, all right? This is inadequate at best, all right? So we've got 2x8s for our stringer on the outside, and we've got some, I guess, doubled up, sistered 2x8s for beams, and then some cross purlins, I guess you could call them, are either 2x6 or 2x4. And over here, and none of these are protected either. So over here you could see that one is laying here on the ground, completely disintegrated. And so this whole span, this 6-foot span right here underneath the deck boards was just bouncing up and down like crazy. All right, so let's look at how this is set also. Now, not everybody's going to have the money to drop piers in, but buying a sonotube and filling it with concrete and a few pieces of rebar and putting a post in is it's really not that expensive, and that's how you want to do it. Let's see if I can balance my way out here, and we'll look at how the corner of the deck is. I'm going to jump down. The corner of the deck is down here. That is just sitting on a little concrete block right there, as is the rest of the deck. There are no joists to speak of. It's very, very bouncy. We're probably going to have to redo the covered part. Luckily, the covered portion didn't rot out. There's no rot under there, so it's fairly stable, but I'm really worried I'm carrying the load of all these rafters, this roof portion here, which is tied back into my house up here, and it's not even attached to the post properly up there. You can see it's starting to pull away, which scares me a bit. And it's just sitting on these little piers here. That will be a different project. So right now, we are tearing apart this portion of the deck because it captures so much garbage from the trees here, and it's really not needed. So we just have this sliding glass door that's coming out of our master right there, and we don't really go in and out of it. Someday maybe I'll build a little sitting porch there. The neighbor's property is right here, and it's 120 acres, and all I have are, that's cow pasture back there. So it's quite nice. Oh, and the sunset's right over there. So it's quite nice to look at that. But with little kids right now, we don't get the opportunity to do that. Also, over time, this has moved, and it's not even sloped properly. So that's a big no-no. I've got water coming back on this deck there's no space in between these deck boards. It's coming back into the siding of the house. And let's go show you some problems with the way it's attached to the house and that water issue. Okay, as you can see down here, right under the window, we've got the ledger board that's attached directly into the house. And since this deck isn't sloped at all, you're going to get water back in there. And even if the deck was sloped properly, you're still going to get water back there. You either need to do what's called a standoff, which you can do, you know, some thick washers in between a lag bolt that you've put into the sill of the house, or you can flash it properly. This has neither of those. So what the problem is, and I'll take you in here as close as I can get. All right, let's take a look at this. you can see my siding is totally rotted out. And who knows what that sill looks like behind it on the house, but this is not a good situation. I'm going to have to replace all this siding here and potentially all the way around the deck. You never ever put, without some protection in here or standoff, somewhere for the water to go off these deck boards and behind and down, or, you know, this should be flashed. If it's flashed and there's a standoff, that's even better. So do not ever do this. Now I'm going to have to repair that, and we'll show you, bring you along for the ride as we do that. Look at, you can see the rot here also on this little purlin that they had coming across here. This one would have rotted out. What you want to do also is put some sort of protection underneath your deck boards on top of these. You should actually have joists, but so on top of your joists, you need to put some sort of protection, because the water is just going to come down through the cracks in your boards and sit right on the top of your joists. You can't catch this on camera, but this whole slope is coming toward the house. You need positive drainage, at least 2%, away from the house. This is not a good situation. So as soon as I get this whole deck torn out here, what we're going to do is take our box blade on our tractor and regrade this whole area so we have some drainage. I'm going to potentially put a drainage ditch over here just on the other side of the berm between our two properties on the fence line, to get that water away from the house here. And we're going to need some drain tile, some perforated drain tile here next to the house, and probably quite a bit of gravel put in here. But we need to get this water away from the house, because we're going to have issues in the future, and we already actually do have some issues. I'll go over that some other time. There's some serious settlement issues on a 31-year-old house, 32-year-old house now. That shouldn't happen. All your settlement should happen in the first couple years of your home being built, unless you've done it incorrectly, or there's a major catastrophic water intrusion into your foundation in your home. So we're going to take care of this. We're going to get it done. And yeah, so I just wanted to show you guys what I'm doing today, and we'll do a little deconstruction for you. I got a crowbar, I got a hammer and a Sawzall. That's all I need. Let's tear some of this thing apart. All right, thanks for joining us, everyone. We've got a big thunderhead moving in here, so we're going to wrap it up, but we got a little bit, as you can see, deconstructed here, and we're just going to keep ripping this thing down. And if this video was helpful, give it a like and a thumbs up and share it on social media. This is what not to do. There's a lot of great videos out there of what to do when building a proper deck. And the big reminders are: keep water away from your house, grade it properly, keep everything sloped properly, keep everything flashed properly, or actually even off the home a ½ inch or so. Anyway, have a great day. We'll see you on the next video. Don't forget to subscribe. We'd really appreciate it. We've got a lot of subscribers coming in every day. We're really excited about it. The channel's growing, and we'd love to have you here. So have a wonderful Labor Day weekend. We'll see you next time.